Hi, Erin.
Hey Amy, how are you?
I'm doing well. It's good to see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you too. I'm glad. Thanks for making the time today to see me.
Yeah, my pleasure.
hmm
Well, I've been anxious to hear how your week has gone.
Yeah. So it's been kind of a rough week for me.
Mm,
Like I've told you about how things have been just hard at work. I've just been really finding it hard to just like pull myself out of bed in the mornings and
mm,
get there. My motivation has just been really low with work. But I guess this week I've just been finding that it's not just work.
mm,
Some friends called and they said, "Hey, like we're going to the state fair this week. Do you want to come one night?" And I was
mm.
like as much as I would like to see them and spend time with them, it's like by the time I get home from work, I'm so tired.
Mm.
It just the feeling of trying to you know, change into a different outfit and drive there and deal with the crowds and everything. I'm just like, I don't think I can do this. So
Mm.
it's been kind of just a really low energy week for me. Yeah,
Yeah, you're exhausted.
I am. I really am. Like this, I think I'm starting to realize it's not just work, it's a lot of things. And
Mm.
um, yeah, I just don't really know what to do.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You feel you feel like there you don't you're at a crossroads, you're not sure which way to go.
I guess, I guess it's like I'm just tired of feeling tired.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm tired of feeling tired. It's
yeah.
just been, I think, something that's been growing, for the past definitely 6 months, but maybe even longer, where work is hard. I come home and all I want to do is sleep.
Mm.
Um, but sometimes it's hard when I do get to sleep well. So then I'm tired in the morning when I wake up. And even when I have, downtime on the weekends, it's like I look at other people and how much they're getting done, like their home projects or their trips or, they're hanging out with friends. And I'm like, how do they do all that?
Mm.
Because I can barely just take care of me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. This is making you feel isolated.
I do feel some isolation. Yeah. Because I know that I am missing out on things with people that I care about. And at the same time, the thought of expending the energy
Mm.
to actually go out and do things is just daunting. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
hmm
Yeah, that thought's overwhelming to you, what it would take to
hmm
engage in all of these things.
Yeah. Yeah. Overwhelm is definitely the perfect way to describe
Mm.
um, how life feels for me right now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So.
Can you, when you first came in, we talked about these feelings, and I guess that was maybe 4 sessions ago, and
hmm
you rated how you were feeling, this overwhelmed feeling on a scale, and you said
hmm
then that it was about a 6.
hmm
You rate it today on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the most overwhelmed you could be.
Yeah. I would say maybe it's more like an 8 today. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'm just starting to see that it's not just work,
right. This,
it's more pervasive. Yeah.
okay. So you're able to see now past when you first came in that it felt like it was just work.
Mm-hmm.
You were kind of at a five, and now we're about a month into our work together, and you're actually recognizing that you feel more overwhelmed
Mm-hmm.
and that
Yeah.
kind of significantly more overwhelmed to go from a five to an eight,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
that it's across the board in your life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think that's pretty accurate.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What does motivate you?
Mm. Well, I think when I do get some things done around the house, like for me, I like to have a clean house. And so when I can kind of make myself do some of those like daily things, like making sure the dishes are clean in the kitchen or um, just kind of keeping up with, normal routines like scooping out the litter box and things like that, then I do get a little boost of energy. I feel better about myself when I can keep my house clean. Yeah.
Okay. So some physical energy and organization is really motivating to you, and that does something. And we know that science, right? That when
Mm-hmm.
we start moving our bodies, we engage with dopamine, and that is sending signals to our brains that we are okay.
Mm.
That is
Yeah.
that is good. That's good. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thank you
Mhm.
for saying that because it does make sense. Yeah, it does make sense. Hmm.
Yeah. How often do you engage in cleaning the house?
Hmm. Probably maybe like once a week I'll do sort of like the hey, and you really have to address this kind of cleaning. Um, but maybe a couple of times a week, I'll say, okay, I'm gonna take out the trash or I'm
Mhm.
gonna clean out the litter box or I'm gonna clean the bathroom. So like I try to kind of keep up with it on a pretty regular schedule, but a lot of times either I'm busy or I just don't feel like it, and so it'll kind of pile up.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. Well, I like to hear that you have a schedule in mind, and
Mm-hmm.
that's a good plan to help you on those days when you're not feeling like it, to have a reminder, oh yeah, today there's a schedule. There's something here. That was a goal
Mm-hmm.
that you know is gonna provide some energy to your body and to your mental
Mm-hmm.
status.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think the hard thing is that even though I know that I'll probably feel better if I get up and go for a walk or get up and clean some things around the house, it's just been so hard to just even summon like the motivation to just start. Yeah.
Yeah. You are just overall unmotivated to move, to engage.
And I don't even know if I would say like unmotivated in the sense that like I don't want to, because I
Mm.
do. Like I want to have like a clean house. It's just it sometimes just feels impossible
Mm.
to just start. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You feel stuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Kind of stuck in this place of just sort of feeling crappy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you were to say a goal, what would your goal be?
Mhm. I mean, I think my goal would be to have the energy levels that I used to have. I mean, this has not always been a struggle for me. You know, I used to be able to get up and go through the day and manage my work responsibilities and then come home and still have enough left in the tank to socialize or to do things around the house that I needed to get done. It wasn't a struggle. Yeah. So I would like to have that kind of what's normal for me, you know, energy levels
Yeah.
back.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that sounds like a great goal to be able to kind of go back to a place where you had normal energy and you were able to maintain your work schedule and your social schedule
hmm
um, at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Because right now I'm barely making
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm really always encouraged to see you and hear you and to spend time with you in session. One of the things that we haven't discussed before today, but as I'm hearing you talk and as I'm realizing with you that really there's some things that aren't shifting to the positive right now. They're actually like you're at least you're becoming aware that they're more pervasive than what you originally thought.
it.
One of the tools that we have available to us in the clinic are assessment tools. And assessment tools are just, some people think of them like a test, like at school, but it's not a test. It's not something that is, yeah, tests sometimes get shared with other people. Tests sometimes tell you how good you are at something or how bad you are at something. Um, And these kind of assessments that we use here in the clinic are and specifically assessment that we would use for you, it's a tool for us to be able to understand better what are some of the things that are contributing to how you're feeling. Why is that so pervasive, that feeling of overwhelmness and lack of energy? And
Mhm.
then from that assessment, scientifically, people have done a lot of research and been able to say, okay, if the assessment looks like this, then these are some of the strategies that are going to be helpful in treating um, how this client is feeling and what they're experiencing.
Mhm.
So I wondered, does that sound like something you would like to look into and talk more about?
Hmm. I mean, it makes sense how you explained it. And I do like the idea of like maybe understanding a little bit better what's all contributing because like I don't know.
Mm.
Um, I guess I guess I just need to know a little bit more like um why isn't like can't you just like know and tell me like why would I need to do like an extra step?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I sure wish I knew and could tell you all the things, but I can't. I'm super limited. But as a clinician, we have a lot of scientific tools that researchers have taken a lot of time to be able to standardize so that they're able to be used with a lot of different clients and that the results mean something. And the results are private. They're between you and me, and they wouldn't be shared unless there was some harm coming to you, or you were extending harm to someone else, or if there was a court order of some kind that
Mhm.
required, or you requested me to send to another provider.
Mhm.
So they're
Mhm.
very private. They would be done here in the office. We could even
Mhm.
do it in our next session. And it's basically just a short questionnaire that we would go
Mhm.
through together and
Mhm.
pretty harmless, not stressful, no high stakes bubbling in or anything like that, like you
Mhm.
naturally think of assessments or tests.
Mhm.
And then basically that's just going to help inform where we go from here in therapy. What are the
Mhm.
next steps that we're going to take? And I think for you, you're such a smart, intuitive client that you're going to be able to look at that and concretely have some responses that are going to feel affirming to you that, oh wow. this is an assessment that many people have taken, and these are the outcomes for them. And so
Mm-hmm.
I'm not by myself in this.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I do like the idea of getting more information. You know that I'm kind of like an information junkie. I like to learn about everything.
Mhm.
So that's definitely. Um, is there an extra cost?
That's a great question. No, there are some assessments that we give in the clinic that are. We actually have a wide range of assessments, but the one I'm thinking of for you, I think would really just tap into these emotions that you're feeling and really look at that. And so this particular assessment that we would use is not an extra cost to you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's good because yeah, I mean, I just don't want to do something that's really expensive since
Mhm.
I'm already paying for sessions. Hmm.
You asked a really great question, like, can't you just know and like do the things to
Mm-hmm.
help me?
Yeah.
And there are a lot of things, there are a lot of things that you're saying that are leading me down a path of like these are strategies that are gonna be helpful to you.
Mm-hmm.
But in this moment, when you're saying, wow, I really feel like I've gone from a 5 to an 8 on how I'm
Mm-hmm.
feeling, and because I'm a new clinician,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we should use whatever resources we can get our hands on to
Hmm.
really help you in this moment. And so personally, I would feel better having this scientific instrument inform my
Mm-hmm.
care to you
Mm-hmm.
because it's backed by a lot of other informed clinicians that I trust. And so it's like you're getting the benefit of many voices instead of just my expertise.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hmm. I mean, what would happen? Like, can I like fail or something? I mean, like,
No, you'll be able to easily answer every question, and there's no wrong or right answers to the questions.
mhm. Okay, okay, yeah. Hmm. I think it's something I would be willing to do. I mean, it makes a lot of sense to me how you explained it. Um, and I do really like learning about myself and like self-discovery. So it's kind of enticing me. Um, yeah,
Great. I can
yeah.
hear that you're willing to think about this a little bit more, and
I
our
yeah.
our session's kind of drawing to a close for today. But I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to put in the notes that you're going to think about this, and I'm going to send you the name via
Mm-hmm.
email of the assessment, and that way you can look it up for yourself
Mm-hmm.
and kind of explore it and be sure that that's something you would like to do. And I'll put it on my notes to engage with that in our next session. But are welcome to come into that session and say, I decided I don't really want to do that assessment today. And that's
Mm-hmm.
okay. And
Okay.
whatever you decide, this is your treatment.
Mm-hmm.
These are your goals. And there's lots of ways to reach the goals that you have. And this is just the next one that I think will be most useful for you.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. I'll kind of take some time to think about it, look into it a little bit more, and then I'll let you know next week. Yeah, how I want to proceed.
Great. I can hear a little bit of hope in your voice.
Yeah, I think maybe getting some outside information, like you
Mm,
said, um, might might be helpful in kind of finding a way forward.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. Okay. I'll look forward to seeing you next week.
Me too. Thanks, Amy.
Mhm. Thank you for bearing with the drinking and coughing and all the things.
Yeah, I know it wasn't a problem at all. Um, yeah. So there were several things that I really appreciated and resonated with in how you presented kind of the session. For starters, the reflection that you gave me, like you feel exhausted, was
Mm,
just so accurate to um, what I was portraying. Um, that that just really was a moment of connection. Like, okay, she understands. You know,
mm,
she gets what I'm experiencing.
mm,
And I think as far as the assessment piece, the way you described the sort of the purpose of doing an assessment initially, just I mean, as the client, I was like, okay, I'm on board. You know, like I
mm,
was like, well, I know I have to like be resistant, but honestly, the way you presented, I was like, okay, this sounds actually really like a logical thing to do.
mhm,
And so, especially that you were reassuring me, like, okay, you know, like we're kind of out of time, you know, for right now. So let's revisit. Here's a resource in the meantime. And it's totally fine if you don't want to do this. Just kept reinforcing for me, just building more comfort
yeah,
um, that it was my choice and I could see some really valuable things about engaging with the assessment.
great.
So yeah. Um,
Thank you.
yeah. As far as anything that didn't feel as facilitative, um, there were a couple of times where you were reflecting and it wasn't quite what I was experiencing.
Mm,
And so I just kind of was like, well, maybe, and then kept going. So it wasn't anything that really, you know, broke the connection. Um, and other than that, I thought that it was really helpful as well that you were kind of doing a little goal setting with me and that you reflected at the end like I hear a little bit of hope in your voice because that helped me as the client kind of realize, yeah, um, you know, I am feeling a little hopeful about maybe changing things up and trying something new and taking another step, you know, with an assessment. So
mm.
those were all things that I felt empowered as the client by. So overall, yeah, I would say a very strong session in terms of accomplishing the goal of helping me move towards my goals. Yeah.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
thank you so much. I totally agree with you. I'm not sure why it's so challenging for me to say you feel the.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's easy, but it's like once I've said it and like that's the thing that it is, it's hard for me to keep saying a different thing, even though I
Mm-hmm.
know that's really what we're being asked to do a lot. So
Mm-hmm.
I try to, and I use these times to practice it, but I often find it that it's a challenge for me to like nail the emotion dead on. It's something I'm continuing to work on. So you're right in saying that. I noticed that, and I agree with you
Mm-hmm.
fully.
Yeah.
Thank
Cool.
you. I think
Yeah.
my years of being a teacher and having to make recommendations for assessments pay off in this moment.
Definitely. You have it. So yeah, I think that it's an area where you're going to be able to serve your clients really well. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate your patience because I haven't been at my best today, obviously, but you've been really patient with me. I appreciate that.
Yeah. Yeah. You're welcome. I have recovered from surgery myself, and I know it can be really exhausting. So
It
yeah.
just it just takes a
Yeah.
minute to get everything going in the right direction again. So I appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah. I hope that you continue to feel better and stronger, you
Thank
know,
you.
over the next few days and weeks. Yeah.
I feel like I will. It was a big surgery. I had a stent put in my brain
Mm-hmm.
to like regulate pressure in my brain. And so
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't a little thing. But
Yeah.
it is helping. And so
Mm-hmm.
my body just has to like catch up to all of those
Mm-hmm.
things.
Yeah.
And evidently the trach has done a number on my throat. So, but it'll get
Yeah.
better.
Yeah. I can't even imagine. Yeah. Definitely.
Where do you live, Aaron?
I live in Delaware.
Okay.
Yeah. Where do you live?
I live in South Carolina.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a state I've always wanted to visit. So,
It's a really beautiful state. It is not like any other in the Union, for sure.
hmm, yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
it shocks to move here. We moved here from California after growing up in the Midwest. So I went from Kansas
Ah,
City to California to here. And
okay. Yeah. I
but
spent a little time in the Midwest. I used to live in Wisconsin.
okay,
Um, but I grew up in Delaware, went to the
okay,
Midwest, and then came back. So, yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Um, is there anything else you need from me for today?
I can't think of anything. Yeah.
Okay.
How about
Well,
you?
if you find out that you do need something, just let me know.
Okay. Yeah. Vice versa. Yeah.
Okay. Appreciate
All right.
you.
Okay. You too. Bye,
Bye-bye.
Amy.